Hello, Michael here. Today, I'm going to be continuing the series on which solder is the best out of my collection. Well, let's begin. First solder we're testing is going to be the electrical silver-bearing Rosencore solder, which stood up pretty well in the last episode. So, let's begin. It'll be going against the Pocket Pack 60-40 solder. This one has lead in it, so it flows pretty well. Well, let's begin. Let me get something to prop up again. Is that going to prop up? Yeah, it is. Well, let's begin with wetting the iron. The iron is wet. Let me put an excessive solder so when he taps them off. There it is. It is cooling down. Let's begin. Gosh, these fumes keep going in my face. I'd say that's pretty well soldered. Okay, let's see how that turned out. Didn't flow through well to the back, but on the front, that's a pretty good connection. That's going to be pretty solid. Okay, setting this down and time to test the Pocket Pack. Okay. Soldering iron's tapped off, wiping it. There we go. Gonna wet the iron. There, that's wet pretty well. Now let's dig in. It's flowing real well. Yeah, but who complains about how well something flows on lead solder? Oh, that's good. Let me tap it off. And wipe it off. Clean off the excess solder. Now let's inspect the joint. It flowed onto the back nicely. The front looks pretty well. The wire's almost unbearable to touch. That's better. But still, it flowed nicely. I'm going to have to rate that as, well, a pass. But I'm going to have to sadly give it to the lead-free solder, because that one made a more solid looking connection. And it kind of flowed into the wire a bit better. So, next test. This one's going to be the 60-40 solder compared to the one with flux. Let's begin. Here's this one. I'm going to prop it up here. Okay. Did I clean this? wipe that off a bit. That got a bit dirty. There we go. Now, time to test this solder first. There we go. Tiny bit of solder flung onto my finger. Don't want that being on the carpet too long because it's hot. Gonna tap the iron. There we go. Now let's see how that joint is. The joint is mainly well, it flowed inwards, so it's not a surface joint. The back, it didn't go all the way. Well, it kind of went through the back, so that's a plus. Next test is going to be with this one, the one with flux. Let me apply a small dab of flux. Well, the reason I'm not cleaning off the flux currently is because, well, I'm not using this for a proper electrical connection. I'm just using it as a test to see which solder I have is the best of the best. For wires, I mean. I'm going to spread the flux on here. That is pretty well done. I'd say that's good. The flux doesn't smell half bad. Time to set down that and test out this soldering capability. Okay, here we go. Heating it up, flowing solder. I'd say that's pretty good. Just a bit more. Oh, blobs up at the very bottom. Well, that's nothing to complain about. Tap the iron. Now wipe. There, the iron's clean. Now to inspect the joint. That flowed all the way through, so that's going to be a +1 on here. Made a big blob at the end, which is kind of my bad. But that one, it seems like it's the winner. So, tune into the next episode to see who's in the grand finale. Well, I'll see you next time. Bye, guys.